Hey everyone, today I have read 4 more books, although technically these were read in the past year or so, but that doesn't matter. I've recently read the sequel of 2 of these books, and so I was inspired. So this is the second installment of this series. The first one I drew art for The Hunger Games, Mockingjay, The Hawthorne Legacy, Rise of the Sunrider, and The Dawn of Yang Chen. This time I'll be making art for Lightlark, Fourth Wing, Wishtress, and the Serpent and Wings of Night. Unlike the last time, I did actually finish all of these books, and none of them were DNF'd. So let's get to the review and the art. Alright, so the first book I made art for is Lightlark by Alex Astor. Well, technically, it's art for the sequel, which is Nightbane. This story follows Isla Crown and her journey through the Centennial. Well, I think it's Centennial, I think is how you say it. I don't know. I haven't watched people explain about it in a long time. But it's a kind of contest to see which of 6 rulers could break the curse of the 6 realms. Isla is the ruler of Wildling, a realm that is cursed to kill whoever they fall in love with. As you can imagine, this causes much strife between her and the other rulers. I had my eye on this book for a while before it came out, and when it did, I never really thought to actually get it. It was one of those books that I was like, oh, that's nice, and I didn't really think much of it. But then my best friend got me it for my birthday because apparently, oh wait, no, it wasn't for my birthday, it was for Christmas. Well, apparently I had been talking about it anytime we enter a bookstore, kind of like, hey, this is nice, and this is what it's about. Interesting premise. And apparently I did that every time we crossed it. Did not mean to, but oh well. So, now this book is very much, it has a lot of good and bad reviews. You can either love it or you don't. Thankfully, I was the few who loved it. Now, I am somewhat picky on my books. In fact, you could say I'm Goldilocks from the Three Bears, but I'm also not very picky, if that makes sense. I don't really care much about writing unless it's, overly, flowery, like Hamlet, or, Romeo and Juliet. So, yeah, I don't like writing like that because I have no idea what's going on. I kind of like straight-to-the-point writing. Unless it's, very much for kids, and it's like a he said, she said kind of deal. I actually had a DNF one of the books on my bookshelf that I was so excited about because it was very much a kid's book, which it was Frozen, so, how could it not be? But I was holding on to hope. Anyways, so I do know that most people had a problem with this book for 2 things, and that was the writing style and the world building. The writing style doesn't really matter to me, as I've said before, and some believe that the world building wasn't as fleshed out as it could have been. For that, I agree, but that isn't going to take away from me liking it. I personally like the characters, and for a love triangle story, I very much can't decide who she should be with in the last book, which, that says a lot. Now for the art. I had a drawing planned, but I could not, for the life of me, figure out what I wanted it to look like. It wouldn't really work out, so I decided to take a different approach. In the second book, it is revealed that wildlings can bond with animals and have a sort of connection with them. Isla forms a connection with a leopard, and that's what I chose to draw. I am still working on drawing animals. It is not really one of my strong suits, specifically coloring them cel-shaded style, how? I don't know how you can make it look good without coloring every single little strand of fur, and so it's difficult. But this turned out pretty good, and I am honestly very proud of it. For the next drawing, I did one of Violet from Fourth Wing by, I really hope I don't butcher this name, Rebecca Yarros. I hope I said that right. I chose this book because I had just finished reading Iron Flame after months of working on it. I could not just sit down and read that book for the life of me. It's so big and the words are so small. I am terrified for Onyx Storm to come out. I am really hoping it's smaller because I don't know if I could handle another 600-page book that is as big as my head and has the 0.8 font. I really don't think I could. So I might transfer to audiobook for the rest of the series. I don't know. But the storyline for Fourth Wing is that there is a huge war going on between dragon riders and griffin riders. Violet, who is the daughter of a general, joins Basgiath College to become a dragon rider, or rather she is forced to. She was originally planning to become a scribe, but that was thrown out the window when her mother said, "Dragon rider, not scribe." Everyone thought that she wouldn't survive due to her weak joints and stature, but what Violet lacks in physical capability, she makes up for in heart and intellect. I'll be honest, it took me a good minute to get through the series. No, not to get through. You already know it took me a good minute to get through. To get into. There are multiple points where it feels kind of slow and repetitive, but I liked the book anyway. I love the characters. Each one is different and very much alive, and you can resonate with each of them. And the dragons, my goodness, the dragons, I freaking love them. They're phenomenal. But the characters, I'm connected to pretty much... I love all the characters. There's only, 2 characters I don't like, and that's because they're, evil. So for the art, I decided to go somewhat simple for this one. I had quite a few different ideas, most of them including her dragon her dragon. But to save myself some time and a break from all the other art I had to do, I chose to go simple with a close-up. So here's Violet looking in horror. While this isn't my favorite of the drawings I made, it's simply because I don't like how her face looks in this, but there's not much I could do without redoing it, and I really don't want to redo it because, some art isn't meant to be perfect, and I'm not gonna... It's done. It's over with. I might redraw it in the future, but right now, it's not happening. So, yeah, there's Violet. Okay. So, Wishtress is a book by my all-time favorite author, Nadine Brandes. It is about a girl named Mirth who, when she cries, her tears grant wishes. However, she has been cursed that the next tear that she sheds, she will die. There was also a time-stopping man named Bastian, a little kid called Runt, and Mirth's best friend, whose name I will not try to pronounce because I will butcher it. So in the story, one of Mirth's favorite things to do is to go ice skating. Ever since I finished the story, I had this idea in mind, and I never got around to drawing it until now. Part of the reason why I'm doing this now is because my best friend at the time of me making this was currently reading through the book for the first time. So, here's the thing. That's been happening a lot lately. And, she's been going through a lot of books that I've already read. And it is so difficult not to spoil anything when she gives me her reactions. I love them. Her reactions are great. But it makes me spoiling it difficult. Because I don't want to spoil it. Now, because she was reading this story, I also learned that she isn't a brunette. She's a blonde. In other words, while you may be seeing me coloring her and drawing her as a brunette, later down the line you will see me changing her hair to blonde, so it might throw you off. It threw me off too. So, this author doesn't really give you descriptions of how her characters look. You kind of have to piece it together, so there was a lot of creative liberty with this character. That, or I just haven't read the book in a while, that the designs of the characters just deleted itself out of my memory. So, and there's not really any fan art of it, so that's fun. But this is Mirth. I love her. She's just a little baby, but gosh, I love her. Okay, so now that I'm going back and watching stuff, I'm realizing that I really have to work on my scripts because gosh, that was a lot shorter than the other ones, and I didn't really explain it. So, Mirth, she grants wishes, so everyone's after her to get a wish. But the problem is the next time she cries and she makes a wish, she dies. So this is the book is about her trying to fix the curse. And yeah, while everyone's trying to get wishes and such. So that's a better explanation of what the story is, because I'm an idiot and I did not do this correctly. Okay, so the next book is The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. I was originally shown this book from my sister-in-law, and she explained it, and so I'm going to explain it how she explained it. Pretty much what she said was it's the Hunger Games, but with vampires. This story follows Awoya. I really hope I said that correctly. But she is a human daughter of one of the vampire faction kings. She enters a contest full of vampires, but only one comes out to get a wish granted. So you can see, well, this Hunger Game-esque. Yeah. The characters in the story are very interesting, and the world building was amazing in my opinion. It was quite easy to read too, and the book itself is like art, like the cover and the way it was layouted is my absolute favorite of books that have been laid out, because it's just beautiful. Now, I wasn't originally going to do this book, as I had planned to do Fox, which was also by Nadine Brandes, but I figured that I should probably do a different author in like each video, so I didn't have anything down for the rough draft at first. That was quickly changed, however, and like the first draft I made, I fell in love with it, so I like quickly started it. So in this story, vampires have wings, so I did the male character, Rain, with Awoya. Oh, yeah, we're gonna stick with that. I had his wings sort of like surround her, because there are times in the book where he would like protect her with his wings. It's actually one of my favorite scenes, and it's so cute, and gosh, I love him so much. So this book is enemies to lovers. Beautiful. I love enemies to lovers. Like, who doesn't? It's so yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this one, as there's not like much to say without spoiling anything. They're all like different vampire factions, so like there's I think there's like 4. There's the Nightborn, which is Awoya. There's the Blood something, and then like 2 others. I don't remember all of them, but there's like different factions, and like all of them want a wish granted and all that. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Enjoy the art. Okay, that is all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this installment of drawing fan art for books I've read. I've enjoyed every single one of these books, and have almost loved all the art that I've done. If you would like to read these books yourself, I will have all of their links in the description below. Now, I do have commissions open. My pricing starts at $30 for a half body, or my full pricing starts at $40 for a full body. Which, I pretty much already said that, sorry. Those prices do not include backgrounds. I have links down below if you'd like to see more. If you'd like to see, like, more references, or, like, links to the actual commissions and all that. If you want to see more of this, then do subscribe. I post videos twice a month, except for animations. Animations and edits are posted whenever I finish them, or whenever I feel like it. Shorts are posted somewhat regularly. Not really, I'm just fooling myself. Anyways, I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you all next time.